A Florida woman confronts her attacker in court. We'll talk to her in just a moment, but first, NBC's Michelle Franzen has details on this story. Michelle, good morning.
Well, good morning, Ann. Heidi Damon still considers herself lucky to be alive after surviving a violent attempted rape assault at this parking garage in Ybor City 2 years ago. And while courts go to great lengths to conceal the names and faces of sexual assault victims, Heidi took the rare step of revealing her own identity as she confronted her attacker on his sentencing day.
Facing her attacker inside this Tampa courtroom.
My name is Heidi Elizabeth Damon. I have a name. I have a name that will go on forever.
And not holding back.
I survived. You have simply victimized yourself. I will be free for the rest of my life. You will be a prisoner for the rest of yours.
Heidi Damon personally delivered a message to Javon Cooper on the day he was sentenced for trying to rape and kill her.
I am not a victim. I am the victor, the stronger and the winner.
It's been 2 years since Damon was brutally attacked during the day in this parking garage in Ybor City while walking to her car. Damon testified Cooper grabbed her from behind while she was talking on her cell phone, choked her, and caused her to pass out. When she came to, her pants and underwear had been removed, and she was bruised, and her eyes remained bloodied for weeks afterwards.
Tell me your name.
Prosecutors say her assailant, just 16 years old at the time of his arrest and much heavier, likely got scared when she lost consciousness and fled.
You did this horrible thing to me, and you allowed yourself to go to the dark side. Well, you know what? You had a choice.
Confronting her attacker, experts say, played a huge part in the healing process.
There's a feeling of empowerment. There's a feeling of I'm not alone.
And Heidi, of course, will be on in just a moment, but Cooper and his attorneys accepted a plea deal of 15 years in prison, followed by 10 years probation. But Heidi says her attacker will have a lifetime to think about her words. Ann.
All right, Michelle Franzen, thank you so much. Well, the aforementioned Heidi Damon is now joining us exclusively. Heidi, good morning.
Good morning.
What gave you the courage to so publicly confront your attacker?
I think the desire to want to help other people that might not be as able to come out and talk about difficult things.
But what made you able? I mean, because so many people who have been attacked, especially women, will not want to be identified, especially when there's an attempted rape.
I felt that if I didn't come out and put my name out there, that it would just be another case of someone almost murdered, almost raped, and that it would just kind of be another story that passes by. That if I actually put an identity, that I'm a person, that I've given to my community, that I've lived a life, that he almost took an actual life, that people would take it a little bit more seriously. I always use branding as a part of my explanation that a lot of people remember brands or names or like the Today Show. But if I were just to go by Jane Doe, which I did for 2.5 years up to this point, I think that people would be more apt to forget.
So you're giving voice then to all the
Yes.
women who've been made silent by the pressures of society. You stood up and said something. It must still have been very emotional for you to come up with that speech. Tell us what you went through to put that together.
It's funny, I actually put it together within about an hour and a half, and I put it together in bullet points because I wanted it to guide me as I was standing there. I didn't really know how I would react. I didn't know if I would be able to get through the whole thing. So I put down bullet points, and it's nothing to prepare for because it's been in my mind for over 2.5 years. So when I stood up there, a lot of it was even things that just popped in my head as I'm standing there.
Some of the women listening right now have themselves suffered similar kinds of attacks. Some of them have been raped, some of them have had to deal with attempted rape. So what can you say about that journey for you that might help them kind of come to terms in the way that you have?
It's okay to give yourself permission to cry. It's okay to sorry.
That's all right.
It's okay to give yourself permission to cry and to not be ashamed. It's not your fault. You're not the bad person. The person that did it to you is. I think so many times we're so embarrassed or we're so afraid of what people will think. You know, there's so much vanity out there that if this happens to someone, they should be able to go and talk about it and reveal who attacked them and not be ashamed, feel empowered to say, no, I'm still going on with my life. You have not taken that away. And that's why at the very end of my talking to the person who did this to me, that just popped in my head that, wait a second, I have a name. I'm going to go on and on and on. You won't. You will always be known by what you did and the number that you have in prison.
Heidi Damon, showing all women that there is no shame for the woman, but for the perpetrator, the person who's convicted, they're the one who should be ashamed for what has happened. Thank you so much.
Thank you.